Hi everyone, I'm back, and I am back with a new project. I lost on both of these, but the number that was consistent between both cards that I lost on was number 4. So, we're going back to my list, which is the Sotheby's 50 Top Artists, and it's from 2023, and it is Jean-Michel Basquiat. Hopefully I'm saying his name correctly. He grew up in Brooklyn. He, in the 60s and 70s. He died in the 80s at the age of 27 of a drug overdose. So, taken too soon. And he ended up, after his death, being one of the top, well, not, I believe he is currently the top selling American artist ever. So, one of his paintings sold for more than any other American artist. So, one of the things he did, though, is when he was young, on top of being a graffiti artist, he also sold postcards. And he sold these postcards for like $1 on the streets of New York. And if you happen to come across one, they're worth bank now. But he just sold postcards for $1 that he had painted on with whatever supplies he had. And so a lot of his art is very political. And looks very much like graffiti. There's words and things and yeah. Not my style. I mean, I can kind of relate. I grew up in El Paso, Texas, which is a border town. I grew up in very low-income areas. You might call them the ghetto. And, yeah, I did. And there was graffiti everywhere. I never partook in the graffiti. That was not my thing. My thing was to do everything I could to get out. So, I went to school. Now, I have a bunch of these paints, and I think most of them are not. Does that have any paint left? No. As you can see, it has completely dried up. So using Carmex tins to hold paint, do not expect it to work. I guess for a day or two it's fine, but long term did not work. Yeah. Nope. Ooh, actually that has a little bit of black. Yeah, maybe I can still use some of that if I need some black. So I just thought I would use what I have. And what do I have is here. Oh, that's okay. I can use that one too. Oh, that one I cannot use. As you can see, it's just peeling from the sides. Yeah, that one's too dry. What about this one? Oh yeah, I still have some green for there. We can use some of that. Nope. Nope. And when I say he literally used everything he had, he used crayons. He mixed paint and crayons. And I'm not saying that you can't do that. I just am saying I wouldn't do that. Okay. So that was a very long introduction. Hopefully you all made it through. And I thought I would do some images from my childhood. Oh, ignore that. And just kind of rough them in. I'm not trying to be perfect. That is a very rough cactus. It's a cartoony looking cactus there, isn't it? I got some brown. I'm gonna come in and do some thorns. Ooh, too much paint. Am I even on camera? I will check in just a minute. No. Okay. Well, that was exciting for y'all. And then I'm going to make some fruit. This name may not be exactly atomically correct. But when I was a kid, we used to go and pick prickly pear, cactus, fruit out in the desert. Because there was desert all over where we lived. You know, just like vacant lots and stuff that had cactuses. And there would be these prickly pear cactuses. And that's where we would go and get food. So when you're living in a house with no electricity and no running water and people that are supposed to be there are not, you make do. And when you pick these things, you get stickers all over you. So it's kind of a painful experience to pick them. Sometimes. And again, I am not trying to do anything exact. And then Another childhood memory I have is you would go to somebody's house and they would have these like rope braids. And in these rope braids, they would have chilies. And so there would be these chilies just hanging in various sort of states. And they would be drying outside, just hanging. And you had to know to not be a fool and touch them. Because if you touched these chilies, you would regret it. Because you would eventually, you know, touch your eyes or something. And these dried chilies would get you. I never touched the chilies because, again, I was not the brave kid and I was not the initiator of problems. I was the rule follower as much as I could, you know. And as the rule follower, I didn't like to do anything that would get me in trouble. Because I had learned very early on that you survive much better not getting noticed. Blending in. Never the prettiest, never the smartest, never the anything. And there's my chilies. And then you know, they say you can buy yourself flowers. But I just want to say it's not the same. you know? And growing up, from the age of 12 on, well, probably even before then, mostly, but definitely from the age of 12, every birthday, I would always be really sad. My high school year, I had to leave school every year on my birthday. My freshman, my sophomore, my junior, and my senior year. Because I would literally just not be able to handle being at school. My senior year, the nurse came and got me. And she pulled me out of class and said, "I know what day it is. We're just going to send you home." And she sent me home. She didn't even wait for me to come to her office. But it just was the day that I realized I was not being acknowledged. I don't know if that matters to some people, but, you know, when I was a kid, it always hurt my feelings so bad. Because my dad was not there to give me a present or card, even though he knew where I was. He was not raising me. My mom knew where I was. She never sent a card, called, gift, nothing. Even though she knew exactly where I was too. So that was just life. That's my sob story. They say he painted from real life stories. And of course he put words, so that's what I'm doing. Maybe I'll just paint some mountains. In the distance. Those are horrible. Y'all know I can paint better mountains than that. I'm just saying, y'all know that, right? I'm not gonna like try and make perfect mountains, but I will go in with a little more color. And I'm gonna draw one of these roads. And I know you're probably thinking, shouldn't it be? I know, but I swear, if you go out to the desert, you will see roads and they just look so black, like so black, because everything else is so brown that the roads just look so black. And they just curve around and go over the mountains. And you think, I want to go away there. And you're living in a place where it's always so bright. It's always so bright. You're supposed to enjoy the sun. But you know what? It's not fun enjoying the sun when it's 100 degrees out. And again, you're living in a house with no running water, no electricity, which means no air conditioning. And it's just sweltering, so you can't really stay inside. So all you can do is just go outside and try and hide from the sun. Hide from the sun, in the shade somewhere, eating prickly pear cactus, being covered in pickers and stickers. And while people have chilies on their doors, you can't exactly go around eating those. Those are not food. So there's my not a very good representation of his art. I didn't use bright, bold colors. Because maybe, I don't know, maybe my childhood wasn't filled with bright colors. It was filled with dirt and dust and... Well, let's hope my phone's not broke. Bye.